Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. This is actually, for the first time, I'm reviewing something that I haven't seen before in any capacity. So, a bit nervous about how this is gonna turn out, but it's also very exciting. But this isn't my first adventure into Jujutsu Kaisen's world. I did see Jujutsu Kaisen Zero and Fields because a friend invited me. So I've experienced, I've had what is known as a taste of this universe. But I haven't seen the show before I decided to do this. So Jujutsu Kaisen is based on a manga series of the same name. It's written and drawn by, excuse me if I mispronounce any names, but chances of that happening is quite high. Gigi Akutan and Weekend Shonen Jump since March 2018 and still going on today. Studio Map is the one who did the anime adaptation of, well, the anime that we are reviewing. As I said, I don't know how to make that flow right, but that's the beauty of the English language. It's so confusing, no one understands how it works. Studio Map also did, God, I'm also getting butchered, this is a type of anime. Kagui, which I simply like to refer to as the gambling anime. But we'll be reviewing the sub-version of Jujutsu Kaisen. So with that being said, I'd first like to go over the voice cast of the main characters of the show. And other words from shows that I have seen. If there isn't anything I've seen, I won't mention any woes that I've also done. So, starting off is Yuji Ueda is played by Yuki, who also played Shinjiro Riguku in Demon Slayer, and DK in the Digimon Adventure Tri movies, and Digimon Last Evolution. So like, oh, TK, I dog TK, basically. Megumi, Fuchugo is played by, Yuma Ichiya, who also played, Kai from Boruto. Which I actually did notice that. I'm proud of myself. I picked that up. I'm like, I know where that voice is from. It probably does help for Boruto. It's ongoing, and I hear that voice weekly. But that's not the point. Not the point. And also, Yuma Kumi from the Vasco Doesn't Dream Of series. Noba Kuiski is played by Asuma Sato, who also played Raphaelia from Rising of a True Hero. And Mai Psycho Jima from Vasco Doesn't Dream Of series. Gojo is played by Yuichi Nakamura, who also played Hawk from My Hero Academia, and Rex Raptor from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. And lastly, Sarika is played by Junichi Saraba, who also plays Eraserhead and got Get Rich Done. I know I butchered that. For My Hero Academia, and Jujutsu Sakura from Danganronpa 3. That beautiful, beautiful mess of a show. So let's begin with episode 1, which begins with a red-haired boy waking up in a room full of like lanterns and stuff. All tied up, and this white-haired man is talking to him. We learn that his name is Gojo, and he goes like, "I'm in charge of for first using Jujutsu High, which means absolutely nothing to you because you haven't heard anything yet. So I'm just saying stuff." I mean, to the audience that haven't heard anything, but we get a flashback here. So Yuji at the time would know about Jujutsu High somewhat, not really. Yeah, he really doesn't know about that. So yeah, it's still confusing for everyone. Less information. But for a headboat, same as Yuji. And he's about to get executed. It's about fun. And then we cut to a flashback. We see Yuji like calling a hospital to check up on his grandpa. And grandpa's like, go to your club, school, live your life, don't worry about me. And Yuji is like a part of a coach club. But before we get more details on that, we see a black-haired boy trying to find something called Code's Object at the same school that Yuji attends. So like coincidentally. But Yuji is in the code club with 2 other classmates. But Yuji didn't sign up for a coach club. Oh no, because the track and field coach switched out his application to make him sign up for track and field. Because he wants Yuji to participate in regionals or naturals. I believe it was naturals. And then there's a challenge of throwing the iron ball, and Yuji has superhuman strength and just wins. So Yuji's still in the coach club. It does have to do naturals. Like Yuji goes to visit his grandpa at the hospital, and it's like grandpa's was like, save people that you can save, and then passes away. Like, very much he knew he was about to die. It's like, I'm gonna say something inspirational. Then passes. And then the black-haired boy, his name is Megami, comes to Yuji in the hospital because he goes like, yo, I sense some cause object magic around you. And he goes like, Yuji, and then explains like, courses are formed from like pools of like large negative energy from like human emotions. So like schools, for example, would be a perfect place. Boom. Like negative energy used to form because it's school. No, it's not a good time for anyone. And then like Yuji's like, oh yeah, I have a code object. I gave it to my two code club's members. And it goes like, Megami's like, well, if they unseal the code object, they're gonna die. We learned that this code object is what is called special grade, which means nothing to us yet. But like we see like the classmates like unraveling the code object seal, and it's a finger. And Papa would say, "Fuck you," giving you the big old middle finger. You're about to die. So Megami Yuji runs to the school to try to save classmates. Megami has like this power to like summon like animals from his child, like 2 doggos. And, but to save his classes, Yuji ate Bafingo because only Coast Energy can defeat Coast Energy. So, what's the better way of gaining Coast Energy than eating a Coast object? And then Megumin's like, I have to exercise, see you, because you're no longer human. And that's how the episode ends. I think this is a good, first episode, because you get a feel of who Yuji is as a human, as a person, which is very, very good, in terms of, like, introductory episodes, because I really don't feel like they do a good job a lot of times, like, first episodes in terms of that. But I also like how they don't dump you with all the information at first, even though that does at the same time doesn't give you knowledge. Like, what does it mean special? I mean, that doesn't point special, Obviously, if there's something special about it, but like, that means absolutely nothing to me. But it's also nice to not have like 20 pages of dialogue we had to get through. Okay, now you're free. Like, like how most Pokemon games are now, and give you like 5 billion hours of information dump before you can play. But like also like they are just also very important for the first episodes to grab your attention, I think, because most people will say, oh, the free episode rule, like, watch for 3 episodes. If you don't think it's good, stop. I'm like, no. I have you get 1 episode. If you can't catch my attention or want me to know more about the characters, the world, or the plot, you have failed. That's how I view it. Because why would I waste my time for another hour if you didn't grab my fucking attention? You know what I mean? So I do think this first episode does a good job at that. So episode 2 starts off with Jewel showing up because the high-ups won't show up about, like, the special grade codes going missing. And then Yuji is like, I ate it, it's in my belly. And Gojo tells Yuji to swap with Sakura, which is like the coast's name, for like 10 seconds. Gojo is like way stronger than I'm studying a lot. Sakura, and like knocks Yuji out. Then then Megumin is like, I want Yuji to live. Yeah. Even though it's against the rules. We're now back in the present. Gojo suspended Yuji's execution because he goes like, look, either way you're gonna fucking die. You die now. Oh, we can wait until you eat all 20 fingers, and then we kill you, because if we kill you when you're all cursed up, it'll also kill the coats. So, just of course, Yuji agrees to eat all the fingers, because he's like, I want to save people. So, Gojo gives him another finger to eat. So we're 2 fingers down. I have 20. We're making progress. Yuji is going to Jujutsu High in Tokyo. There's another school in Kyoto, and there's only 2 schools, and everywhere. We learned that Selkim was a great sorcerer, earning the title of King of Curses. Yuji is going to have an interview with a principal named Yaga Mastrimi, and we learned that Yuji likes Jennifer Lawrence. That is a very important detail, because it does actually come up later, surprisingly enough. Yuga is gonna keep on attacking Yuji with like a code stall object, until Yuji gives a satisfying answer to why he should join Jujutsu High. Yuji's like, look, I want to save people. I don't want to regret for where I live, and that got him into Jujutsu High, and also Yuji acts as a weird off of all things like so and all. I do think this episode is good. Two very good action scenes. And it's good to like get more feel of Yuji's personality and how he has his outlook on life. Very important setup. I like it. And now we're moving on to episode 3. Yuji and Goju and Megami going to pick up last for you first year student. Noba Kasaki, who he just kind of says whatever she's thinking, even though it might be rude. She just out of her mouth. And Yuji has his custom uniform. Because Gojo had custom made because he's the protagonist. Gotta make the protagonist stand out. Anyways, Gojo wants to test Noba and Yuji, so they go to find like courses in this abandoned building. Yuji's given the course tool called Solid Demon, which course tools already have a course energy embedded in it. So even though Yuji doesn't know how to use course energy yet, he still can fight. Noba wants to like split up since it would be faster that way. Nobody can like infuse her course energy into nails, so she has like a little hammer thing and just go like boom, 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 boom. Like almost like a Looney Tunes cartoon, honestly. Like just like quickly like go on the wall, like hammering in nails. And she finds a little boy who gets like held hostage by a coat, and then Yuji breaks through the wall because he has superhuman strength, and like got the coat's arm off, and like the coat is running away, and like nobody has like the straw doll thing, and like as long as she has like something that belongs to like her target, it's like a voodoo doll, like almost. Actually, it's exactly like a voodoo doll. Like she can like put like, in this example, the arm of the codes on top of a straw doll and hit it with a nail and like do damage. If that ends up killing the codes. We get like what we call a tiny little droplet. Remember its backstory. She explains how there was this girl named Soy that came to her out of Skirt's town, and she was from big city Tokyo, and she got driven out because she's from Tokyo. And that's kind of it of her backstory. And she goes like, nobody's like, I want to join Jujutsu High because Tokyo, baby. I think this episode's fun. But this episode also kind of fails on selling me on No Boy, because like she's the new character. This episode is obviously meant to introduce hope. That's the purpose of this episode, and I don't think they sold me on hope, which becomes kind of like an issue. Actually kind of becomes an issue next episode. Of like they've tried to sell something. Actually, specifically home. Nobody. But like they don't help the situation with how the show's structure, which we get into in a bit. Episode 4 starts off with like this giant room. Like a room like part of the human body. Like yes, there's a fetus in it. Over like a detention center, so like a main trio is there on the scene. And now we give a breakdown of like the grades. There's grades 4 through 1 and special grade. 4, you're perfect scum. Special, well, you're special. Really strong. So like, the goal is to just get the 5 prisoners that are trapped inside and get the fuck out. First the goal. And like one of the prisoner's moms is like, hey, I'm worried about my son because it's my son. So the three goes in, like, they put up like a veil so like no one from the outside can see what's really happening. Well, the 5 prisoner's dead. So that's quick. And like inside like we're in innate domain, that's what they call it, but don't really explain about it to like a few episodes later on. Yuji wants to bring the body to his like the body of the prisoner's mom who's outside to the mom. But Megumi disagrees because he goes like, we're trying to save good people. This guy like killed a little girl while driving. He's scum. Puh. And he goes like, we shouldn't, like, you might believe in saving everyone, but like I believe on saving good people, because like what if someone you save, goes around just hitting little children down the street and doesn't stop, kind of a thing. And then when we were having the little discussion, a special grade coach shows up, kills one of Megumi's dogs. And nobody gets dragged away from like a pole. And like Yuji tries to like attack the special grade with his little knife thing. Arm just comes just woo off. And Psycho refuses to help Yuji and says like, well, look, I just kill all your friends. Fuck, special grade coach. So Yuji's like, look, Megumi, get out. And then and get Nobody out too, so I can release Serkon. And I would stop a special course in the meantime, which Yuji's getting his butt kicked early. Like dude is just getting hit through walls. He lost a hand. He lost 4 fingers, so he only has Mr. Thumb. And then Megumi was able to get out with Nobody, which she got her ass kicked. Off screen mostly. And then that's when Yuji swaps out with Sokon. And then like Sokon is like, hey Special Grade, you wanna join up? I wanna kill some people. And then the Special Grade attacks Sarkon, and Sarkon's like, too bad. And then destroys him, like, early. And he happens to have one of the fingers. So we're already 3 fingers down. He ate the 3rd one. Then Nobo is just out of the rest of his adventure because she's being taken to the hospital. And Megumi is like still there because he's waiting for Yuji to return. I think this episode's okay. The action is fun. Like, a nice cliffhanger too of Yuji not swapping back with Sarkon. And like I always feel like they toss Nobu to the side, like, well, she's we set her up to be good, but she's already woo. And I do like that there's already like different viewpoints. I'm challenging our main character's viewpoint, even if you don't really kind of do anything with it. It's like very baseline, like type shit. Like, well, it's Veil, but we're not gonna do anything with it. Type of a feeling. So on to episode 5. Megumi senses of a special grade is dead, but Sarkon shows up in front of Megumi, and that's when he technically eats the 4th finger. Senka whips out his heart, so if Ryuji does swap back, he's dead. Megami's goal is to make Senka re-grow his heart, so because he knows Senka will grow his hand that usually lost, so he's like, okay, gotta make the heart beat again. Senka's just destroying Megami. Megami doesn't stand a chance. Then usually swaps off with Senka and dies. We see some dude like out on a rooftop want to test Senka's strength by using one of the fingers. Gojo's upset because he thinks that the high-ups sent before its use there because they want Yuji dead. We meet the second year's Maki. He uses codes to his Toga, who has a code speech and can speak only in wise ball, so he doesn't curse like anyone accidentally. And Panda, he's a panda. Makes sense. And there's one more named Yuta, but we don't meet him this season. More information, watch Jujutsu Kaisen Season 0, which I'm just gonna mention this here because it does bug me. Because like they reference Jujutsu Kaisen 0 a fucking lot in this show. Like they talk about Yuta like he's supposed to fucking know who he already is. Like it's like ridiculous. Because it's like, well, I don't know who this is. And Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie came out after, the show did. You know what I mean? So it's like, why is it like this? But that's because, fun fact, Jujutsu Kaisen 0 came out before Jujutsu Kaisen in terms of manga. So of course, when you do an adaptation of the series, but reference the events of the, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, of course, there's some gaps in it, even though it's not important gaps, because so far it's like they disconnected. The two stories, just like, oh, reference, type shit. But still, I'm glad I watched Jujutsu Kaisen 0 before I watched this. Even though I'm very confused about one thing, but we're not gonna get into that until I review Jujutsu Kaisen 0. But it's just, it's whatever. I feel like it's just, I don't know what they were thinking. I think they should have done the movie first and the series, but that's just me. That's just me. But the one the second year's one, Megami and to join the sister school exchange event with whether it be finding the students of the Tokyo school, and by Tokyo I mean Kyoto, because they're all the Tokyo school. That'd be weird if they were finding themselves. That would not be an exchange event. That would just be an in-school brawl. There's a Super Smash Bros. Brawl reference, which I do appreciate. But since all 4 years got suspended, it happens. Vinny, Megami, and Nobu. There's two coaches that want to, take over the human world. Because what else are you gonna do? This is Sunday. What else are you gonna do with time? Just saying. And this man, it's like, okay, this is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do. One, trap, Gojo, and trap him, contain him, because he's too powerful. And get Yuji / Sakura on your side. But this is how you do this. I like this episode because it introduces like the main villains. Well, what I presume to be the main villains of the show. And the fight scene was very good. But it's like very hard to have any thoughts on the second year so far, just based off of the introduction episode. It's just kind of like, oh, you're here. Episode 6, Yuji and Ahsoka and like Sakura's in domain because they're not dead yet. And if Yuji agrees to Sakura's tomes, he will bring them back to life. The tomes are, when he says extension, Sakura will have possession of Yuji's body for a minute. And 2, Yuji will forgive his promise. And 3, Sakura will not hurt Yuji's friends. And then pact cannot be broken. So like, if you do a pact, it's a pact for life. Yuji says, well, if I win a fight against you, you can bring me back with no strings attached. He lost that fight, like, quick. So, the conditions aren't set. Gojo wants to bring a revolution to the Jujutsu world. That's why he became a teacher. Yuji just comes back to life right before the coroner was gonna examine him. Gojo wants Yuji's like status of being alive to be kept a secret because he doesn't want the higher ups to target him. So the evil man tells like the lava coast to trap Gojo and like the prison domain, and like the lava coast just kills everyone in the restaurant that they're all in for shits and giggles. Because like I could Gojo myself. We just see a bit of a training Megumi Inobo with second years. And Gojo's training Yuji. So like he explains that like coast energy is like electricity and coast techniques appliances. So like and coast techniques aren't banned to by the day you're born, so I can't teach you any. But I can teach you to control your coast energy. So coast energy comes from negative emotions. So if I get you to control your emotions and have a steady like income of like coast energy, that'd be good. So here's a doll. It would punch you if you don't feed the correct amount of coast energy to it. And you can do this while watching movies because movies affect your emotions. So good luck. And then like, you know, we give some references like YouTube reference like, but with Sand Gun and Donan Way. But the most important reference of our generation is one of the movies Gojo's holding in his hand is a reference to everyone's favorite movie of all time, Yu-Gi-Oh! 3D Bonds Beyond Time. Isn't that fucking wonderful? We got references to like 3 of my favorite properties all in one episode. We are really being good today. If this is a 10 out of 10 best episode, I'm just saying this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference. Gojo is teaching Yuji how to control his emotions. And then but they like the way the like doll hits is very funny. Cause it's just like boom punch. Gojo was going off to like an appointment, but he sensed the lava coast was there, so he got off his like car. And that's kind of when the episode ends. Lava coast drops down. I mean, I think this episode's good. I think it's mostly set up for like Sarkon's future appearance, when he's just like, extension! And then swaps. And I like how we see, Gojo be more of a goofball, like, be more of his true self. Very fun to see. And I mean, there's a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference in this episode, so you know. Episode 7. Gojo is like God. I mean, he's OP. That's barely clear in this episode, because he has like this power of what do you call it? Fucking affinity. Anything named affinity, you know. Fucking serious. You can put up like this like barrier, like, and since it's like not like a normal barrier, it's like you dip it into affinity itself. So like, as you try to go closer to Gojo's body, you're getting deeper into affinity the slower you move. It's like, it appears to be a force field, but technically it's not. It's just, you go into affinity. Gojo grabbed Yuji so he can watch the fight, and Yuji also mastered how to control his close entry off screen, because we don't have time for training montages. And the lava code sets up a domain. A domain guarantees hit from whoever sets up the domain. So they use locked on. So there's only 2 ways you can block attacks, is using your own code energy or escaping for domain itself, which escaping for domain itself is usually impossible when you're already trapped. You can set up your own domain to cancel out for already set domain. It's like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! You play your own field spell to get rid of old one. So Gojo sets up his own domain, which is affinity space, and just whips off ahead of the lava coast. But like the fire coast saves the lava coast, and we get some names now. Hirama is the fire coast. Jugo is the lava coast. Geto is like the man that we kind of we've met talking to the coasters of a restaurant. And then Maruto is the white-haired man. And they plan on trapping Gojo on Halloween, cause trick or treat. This episode is cool. I like the action. It's super fun. Like, I like how like they like mention like, Jugo is stronger than Sarkon. But like it doesn't fucking matter because Gojo like just destroys fucking both of them. It doesn't matter. You like try to like set up yeah. This guy is impressive, but like he's nothing to like, you know, superpower man over there. So it's just kind of like trying to hype up someone that's not really hype, you know. Episode 8 starts with like the Kyoto president coming over to the Tokyo school to talk about the strange event. He's one of the high ups when, you know, one Yuji dead. Students from our school, Mai and Aru, is about to cause some shit with Noodara and Megami. Mai is Maki's twin sister. Mai is making fun of Yuji. He, you know, the other thing is dead because no one really knows he's alive. Ari wants to test Nobu and Megami's strength. Aru asks Megami what type of woman he likes. He goes like, you know, I like my women tall with a dead ass. And Megami responds like, I'm about to have a good character. And he's like, well, you're a boring fucking person, and starts beating the shit out of him. Because apparently whatever your fetish is tells, you know, what kind of person you are. Like, Megami totally got his ass destroyed. until it stops for fight with his like code speech. That's it, Toro. That is not the correct name. Not at all. Tojo. That's the correct name. I apologize. And then, we see, Mai kicked Nobu's butt off screen. She doesn't even get her butt kicked on screen. Like, 2 out of her 3 fights are ass kicks off screen. And then Gojo, like, basically managed with, Kyoko, principal to tell him that, well, Pirate Creep is here, those, graying model doesn't matter because everything is gonna be, like, fucking special grade. And then, like, a month later, Miho kills 3 high school students, and a kid saw this happen. So it's like, but like we get like a little post-credit scene where like Mai meets Nobuki, which is a tall item that Aru likes. And it's funny to see my like her too. I think this episode's good. Shows some like students from other school and sets up the next story arc. Yes, the next story arc. Because we have the structure of this. Because we go, the exchange event. Oh, well, here's something else completely unrelated to the exchange event we've been setting up for the last 3 episodes. Oh, okay. Show, I guess. Okay. Episode 9 starts off with the kid asking Moho to teach him what he just did to those high schools. It was in the last episode, because those kids were bullies, to this kid. So he wants to learn the power. Yuji's investigating the crime scene with some blonde guy. We learn when a close technique is used, at least behind a trail. Yuji can like see the trail after focusing a bit. We learn that the blind guy name is Kento, who seems to be stuck in the mud. Kento's a Jujutsu sorcerer. He had a job in an office, but he goes like, both sucks. But being a Jujutsu sorcerer sucks less. Kento can like make a weak point on any enemy, but dividing them up in to 10 lines and like hitting the those lines at a 7-to-3 ratio, and that would be the weak point. Ryuji's close energy likes behind when he hits, so it's like physical punch and then close energy punches. And then we learned that these courses that Kento and Ryuji were fighting will transform humans. Maho is teaching the boy about courses. The boy's name is Junpei, and Ryuji is told to investigate him. Kento knows what Maho is and wants to find him mano a mano. I think this episode's okay. I mean, it's good for like after like 8 episodes, this being the 9th, like this show's actually focusing on something, because next episodes can be about this, instead of just like feeling like, all over the place a bit. But I like Kento. He is voiced by Sarakawa's Japanese voice actor. Fun fact. I feel like I had to mention that. But moving on. That episode's okay. Episode 10. Junpei's in the movie club and sounds like he really likes movies. And then, like, we get a flashback of, like, Junpei, like, willing to stand up to the bullies and getting forever loving shit kicked out of him. Maho's doing, like, human experiments because he's like, oh, let me see, like, his powers to, like, being able to, like, shift shape humans. So, like, he's like, oh, look how big I made this one. Look how small I made this one. Maho says humans don't have, like, hearts, only souls, and, like, all emotions are from the soul's metabolism. And Maho can see these souls. And, like, he goes, like, Junpei, there's no value of life, so do whatever the fuck you want. Don't be trapped in indifference. And, like, technically Maho can change the shape of one's souls, which that's why we change physical appearance, says. But he has to touch them. Usually tests if Junpei can see curses, and he can. Usually got with a teacher that Junpei didn't like by, like, stealing his pants. Junpei was about to kill the teacher. So, Yuji, really just stepped in to save his teacher's life accidentally. And we get, like, a bit of, Kento versus, Muroto. It's a good fight. Like, and we learn that, like, you can't save reshape humans after they've been reshaped. And, the episode ends with, Kento about to, go all out. This episode's okay. Again, I like how it shows how gentle Yuji can be. Like, because, like, I noticed that you didn't like this teacher, so I got rid of him. And, like, and the action is fun. Moving on to episode 11. Kento is able to, cut off one of Miho's legs and let a walk hit him. Kento leaves the sewers that were fighting in. Kento comes out injured. But, like, Junpei, knows that, Yuju is from Jujutsu High because Miho told, him about Jujutsu High and how he's enemies with Jujutsu High. And Junpei lies about seeing anything it refused. Yuju, is, like, is friendly to Junpei and they share a love for movies. And Junpei has a MILF for him of him. And the MILF, invites, Yuju, to come over for dinner. And we learn that Miho didn't die because he could control the shape of his own soul, so he lived. And Yuji's putting on a show for the drunk MILF. She's now drunk. And, like, we learn that, like, Junpei's mom's very understanding, but he doesn't want to go to school because of bullying. She's like, you know, it's okay. Yuji explains that he will, like, never kill anyone because he wants life to still mean something to him. And then the MILF finds one of those lovely fingers in her home, and she dies. I don't know what it is, but shows I am reviewing. But disrespect to his MILFs. Man, Jesus. It's just upsetting. For those who don't know, who don't follow me on the Twitch or don't watch me, I'm actually recording this, the day after I finished Pokemon Legend Arceus, and we had what was known as the MILF one, where I got a Momoko statue. You can't really see it on my, dresser, but it's, like, because it's closer to the dough. And, like, a Yu-Gi-Oh card called Milfy Mommy, because it sounds like Milfy Mommy. Like, put it next to me. And, like, this is the MILF one, and we're one of the MILF one. So there's a power to the MILFs! And to see such disrespect to such powerful beings is distasteful. And I need to review something next, as a palate cleanser to get this bad taste out of my mouth of this disrespect. Kento tells Yuji that he has to kill a human at some point because of the shape-shifting humans. And Moho tells Junpei that someone paid a lot of money to get that thing in their house and to have so that it would be close. So Junpei assumes it was one of his bullies, so he goes to the school and tries to kill him. And but we learn that Moho wants Junpei and Yuji to fight. So that Yuji would make a pact with Sokun to take control. Of course, Moho was the actual one to put the finger in the house. And then the episode ends with Yuji sees that Junpei is about to kill the bully. This episode just makes me sad. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen an episode of a show in recent memory to make me so happy, take that happiness away so quickly. I just want my 30-year alcoholic kudos. Moving on. Episode 12. It starts with Yuji and Junpei fighting. And Junpei's powers having like this jellyfish that can like stab and do poison. And like, why do people in anime always think, oh, he's in there, he can't dodge? And then the person perceives to dodge. I've noticed this a lot. Freaking Dragon Ball Super had 2 episodes in a row where 2 separate characters say that. It's like, no one got the program, but you can dodge in midair. Okay, show. And then when Yuji stops the fight to listen to what Junpei has to say, learns that the MILF died. Then Moho shows up and tells Shapeshift Junpei. And then Yuji acts like, hey, Sakura, you wanna heal Junpei? And he's like, fuck no, you're on your own, motherfucker. And then Junpei dies. Like, I feel nothing when Junpei died. Like, I feel bad, but he got bullied and felt to the point of, like, I have to kill someone over it. I do feel bad about that. But, like, I feel nothing when he died. Maybe because this might sound a little fucked up. But, like, I was upset about when the MILF died. Since, like, when someone else died, it's just, like, I cared more about the MILF. His MILF of a mother overshadowed his death for me. I'm probably the only one who thinks that. This is why this called opinions. But, like, for me, that's kind of what happened. And it's kind of like I'm upset in more terms of, like, this is, like, one of the few characters we have focused on, and you killed them off. God dang it, show. Because, like, we barely focus on anyone, just like, well, he's dead now. And that's one less character we have to worry about. It's just like, but Yuji can damage Moho due to the fact that Yuji is able to attack his soul. This due to him having 2 souls in his body. Moho just transforms into a fucking mowing machine, honestly. But, like, overall, Moho is too much for, like, Yuji to handle, and that's when Moho tries to, like, transform Yuji, but Sakura is like, yeah, don't do that. If you do it again, I would fuck your shit up. And, Kenjo shows up and realizes Yuji is the key to being Moho. This episode, it's okay. Fun action pieces again. A death that I felt really nothing to, sadly, unfortunately. But, you know, that's what happens when you kill a MILF. That's a wild. But moving on to episode 13. Moho wants to take, Keno out as, like, right away. Moho transforms to, like, this ball, like, spike ball of death. And, and Moho sends to, like, transform humans, after Yuji, and Yuji kills them off screen, and then comes back immediately. Moho traps Kento in like his own domain, but like the stronger like the domain is inside, the weaker is outside. So Yuji was able to break in, and when he set foot in like Moho's domain, technically since you never mix in a domain, and since it involves touching it, so he touched Sakura so again, and Sakura attacks Moho. And Moho makes like a fake version of himself and escapes. Or that Yuji starts to question his like own beliefs about whether it's a probable death and all that stuff. And then like it takes a tragedy to people give a shit about bullying, huh? Even in the real world, actually no one cares about bullying. They say they do, but they really don't, honestly. I think overall. But anyways, this episode was fun. It was entertaining action. I like how the teacher did realize his mistakes. Like, Hacho saw this, but I thought it's his teacher. And the fight was fun, so, At least we got a teacher main kid was wrong. Like, I like that. A bit of nuance to it. Episode 14. Jugo got his body back. I was thinking about what he could have done differently to not have gotten his ass whooped. But, he was like, it's pointless. The villains plan to gather all the fingers and steal the ones that Jujutsu hide because, Gil is the only one he wants to feed the fingers to, Yuji. So Gil, wants to make Yuji being alive a surprise. And Nobu thought they were going to Kyoko for the exchange event, but the exchange event is at Tokyo. News about Yuji being alive didn't go over so well, no one was really happy. It was like, it was just kind of like, it happened. Which, like, honestly, I think the biggest reaction was like, Nobu tried not to tearing up, and that's kind of it. And the principals of both schools were happy about it, especially the Kyoko one. But the group battle, the first, round of the exchange event, is gonna be Wacky Races Co-Spirits Edition. Each team goes to try to take down a grade 2 spirit or coast before the other team. If time runs out before that happens, the team that exercise the most coasts will win because there's other coasts released too. The Kyoko principal is like, we gotta kill Yujin. But I just tell himself because he's like, I wanna watch my hour and don't tell me what the fuck to do. Gucha asks Yahami, a teacher from Kyoko, to look into who might be working with Kosis to try take him down and for school and all this stuff. What's up with these special grades? I think this episode is okay. It does set up for exchange event. The whole Kyoto students trying to kill Yuji doesn't go anywhere. As you see in 2 seconds, it really doesn't. It's just artificial attention to build tension instead of oh well, we can't just have an exchange event. We gotta try a little more, but it feels super artificial when we get to the next episode. Which we explain why because we're starting with episode 15. The Tokyo team plans to split up into 2 teams with Panda as the lead of one and Megumi as the lead of the other. Ari attacks the Tokyo team, so Yuji stumps behind to deal with him, and Yuji's getting his butt kicked. And then when Ari acts what kind of woman is your type to Yuji, and Yuji's like, tall woman with that ass like Jennifer Lawrence. And I didn't realize Jennifer Lawrence was taller than me. Until today. Oh, I won my script. I didn't realize she was tall. Honestly did. The more you know. Tora's imagining him and Yuji as like high school friends, and his eye is like his high school crutch. The voice of Kyoko's students show up, and Yuji realized, oh, they're trying to fucking kill me. And Ari was like, you're not interfering in my fight, go away. And they do. That's all that leads, that's all that fucking leads to. Really. Now the Tokyo students are fighting with Kyoko ones. We got Maki versus Kinstrimi, and Megumi versus Notochi. And Megumi guesses that they want Eugene dead. Fair guess. Tokyo's the only one hiding the spirit because the event ends when the spirit is dead, and they can't kill Eugene when the event is over because they gotta make it look like an accident. So like students that take place of the exchange event have an opportunity to move up. If it shows them the moves good enough, and Kaisen wants the money that comes with moving up to raise her younger brothers. How do we think for the time delay Coach Andrew's week? This episode's okay. I don't like how quickly the whole gotta kill Yuji thing ends. It's like one more mention and it's just, the action is good. Episode 16. Yuji's improving as he fights. Ari tells Yuji to think of his, body as one, not separate parts. That helps Yuji chance his Coach Angie battle. Nobuo and Panda are forcing, Momo and Kokichi. Kokichi shoots Panda, but Panda's okay. Kokichi has, a lot of weapons on him. He's a robot, really. And Panda has, a code. If you hit, you take him down. Kokichi has, a lot of, Coach Angie, but, it's missing a lot of body parts. And his skin is, weak to, even moonlight and sunlight. But, in exchange of all that, he has, a lot of Coach Energy and is allowed to move his robot with his Coach Energy. So Panda is cool. Cooler than I thought he was going to be. He has 3 codes. A bashful one, which we don't see. In which bashful, I don't know. Maybe he turns into one of the 7 dwarfs from Snow White. I don't know. The Panda code, which we see him. And then the Gorilla code. The Gorilla code is awesome. I like it. It's fun to see him go ham and that. Panda says he will help Kokichi with his body and doesn't matter how he looks because fucking Panda is a panda. And Panda asks Kokichi for his phone. I like this episode. I like Panda a lot more after this episode. I really like that he has 3 codes that he can switch between to get different powers. I thought the action was pretty good. Episode 17. Kasumi is upset on my undersell Maki. Maki is kicking butt. Kasumi has a move that attacks on pure reflexes and 2.21 meals ratio for body. My vocal codes turned 2 into 2. A bit of a tongue twister though. Maki does this classic throw something and then throw something behind it. And she disarms Kasumi to get her sword, and she's using her sword. Person named Me can see through Emino's eyes and like some money. Nobuo is fighting Momo, but it's not a very interesting fight, honestly. A lot of dodging. and then like Noma gets hit in the head. But Mai with like a bullet. So it's like Mai versus Maki now, and we get a story about how like both of them were the bottom of the clan because Maki has like no synergy and Mai has very low. And Maki left the clan, so she became a Jujutsu Sosuro, so she could come back and be like the head of the clan. And Mai felt like she had to become a Jujutsu Sosuro because she doesn't want to be left at the bottom. And they didn't make Mai interesting at all. And Nobo is still in the sidelines, it feels like. So this episode's in us. I mean, they made Maki look good, cool. So it's like, if I were Godbrother, you made two characters just... And Momo, too. Fuck! Everyone besides Maki sucked in this episode. So, moving on to episode 18. Craig means still fighting, Notochi. Notochi powers that he can control blood, like make, like, blood arrows, and, like, make his own blood, like, pump faster so he can get stronger. Kazumi still have an exchange with him, but Panda gave, Toji, Kokichi's phone, so he puts, Toji to sleep with his ghost speech. The Kyoko president replaced the second codes with a samurai first grade codes and gave Notochi a flute and some blood so he could control the codes if he needs to kill Yuji that way. But now that fucking matters, they got here this is. They flew by a second layer. Because the Highman kills it. Like literally they have a flashback and goes, oh well, here's the special codes, can you get first grade codes. Like that fucking matters. So, whatever. Just... You already made the point that special grades are all in grades that fucking matter. Because everything is a fucking special grade. So who cares about 1, 2, 3, and 4? So like... Anyways. Notochi wants to be the next head of his clan to bring his Marvel back into the clan. And he thinks to do that, he needs to make the call to kill Yuji. And that's kind of the last mention we hear about killing him. So moving on. Megumi was able to do a lot of damage to Notochi thanks to Elephant the Elephant and his new. But that's when a huge tree pops up, and Togi shows up and is like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. They try to find Haname, but couldn't do damage to it. A blacksmith is set up about to keep Gojo out. The blacksmith is trying to kill the president. This episode's okay. I think it doesn't do well to set up him as a threat, really, that well. So, episode 19 starts off with Toji, Megumi, and Notochi running away from Hama. Tochi and Notochi hit the lemons. Maki shows up and breaks Kojima's sword when she tries to hit Hama. Megumi puts a special grade 2 from the showers and gives it to Maki. Apparently, when one of Megumi's animals dies, the powers get spread up to his other animals. And Megumi has a plan going out of him, and it grows if he uses close techniques. Maki gets stabbed, so Yuji and Aoi take over fight. Panda takes Megumi and Maki out of there. Momo does the same with Toji and Tochi. Yuji wearing something called the Black Flash, which has 2.5 force of a normal strike, and after using the Black Flash, Yuji understands his close energy belt. A very cool anime fight with Hirama, like it's very visual pleasing. And that's the end of the episode. It's fun, good fights. I like Eugene and Abby bouncing off each other. I think that's very entertaining. Episode 20. We get some Abby backflash when we see him getting for what type of woman question from like this girl on a motorbike. And that's kind of it. Abby can swap places with whatever he wants when he claps his hands, and he can clap his hand and not switch. So it's like a very psychological thing where he could just clap. Oh, what? You don't know what he's switching or not? He's just clap. And of course that puts him and Yuji at an advantage. And after you land for Black Flash, you enter what is called the zone. And Abby can swap two things in general. It doesn't have to be like with him. So, but also adds another layer to his powers. I really like his powers. I think it's cool, and I think the fact that he can, without switching, is very clever. I like how Toad daydreams about his iron that helps him think, and that helps him live. Like Toad switch usually with special grade close to him and does some damage to Hemi. And Hemi is like, oh, I'm gonna absorb all of the plant life in this area and unleash a special move. But Gojo breaks the veil. And like we see the Kyoko president gets one attack in with his like electric guitar, which seems cool. But like he only gets one hit, and we don't see what the blacksmith does. And Gojo fucks up the blacksmith, and they kidnapped him to give like information. And like him gets attacked by a blonde-haired guy. He fucking runs away right away. And use new characters and don't do anything with them. It's just frustrating. Because it's like characters obviously like our opponent, and don't do shit. And Gojo attacks him, but couldn't tell if it got exercise or not because he went overboard. And Maho steals the things from Jujutsu High. I really like the fight with Yuji and Aoi versus Hama, but everything else doesn't matter. Like, you had to reach up Genjo again. Like, we know the cool dude is badass, you know? And, like, steal the spotlight from other people, it's just... yeah. Episode 21, Hama is alive, but just barely hanging on. The blonde guy wants to put Hama out of his pain, but Maho stops him. Because, like, you know, humans. Humans. Because the blonde guy is actually human when Maho's the coast. Maho still all 6 fingers that Jujutsu High had, and with some close wounds. A guy named Tengen and Moa moves like the storage room around, and for Jujutsu High. And because of that, Moho put his close energy in the finger that he placed in Junpei's house. And he let Jujutsu High had so he could get all the fingers. A few no-name Jujutsu souls die, so you know. Juzu, the blacksmith, said a monk with white hair got him revived, aka another new character that we're supposed to give a shit about and induce with no information. Cool. Megumin got better thanks to his close energy being dry up. Aoi wants to hang around Yuji, but Yuji says he doesn't know what he was doing during the time period, or like what he was thinking during the fight. So it's like, get away from me. Kazumi and Kaho are useless because they're so broke, and they play baseball as the second event, the exchange event. They had one funny gag when they're playing like a baseball pitcher as Kokichi. It says him because his robot body is destroyed. Yuji wins the baseball game for his team. Episode 22. Episode 21 was fine. I like the baseball part. It's a nice, breather episode. So, it's nice. And also, Kasumi in a baseball outfit. Pretty cute. Pretty dang cute. Episode 22, Coach is killing people at the unlocked doors of their houses. Yuji, Megumi, and Nobu are investigating the case. All the victims went to the same middle school, and just happens to be the same middle school Megumi went to. Coincidence? Yes. Not really. All the victims went to a suicide spot called, Yasuhachi Bridge. Megumi seems to Miku is one of the people that went film. Megumi seems to breadwinning, so he wants to solve this as soon as possible. They find the codes. Miho feeds the code's room, one of the code's rooms, to a human, and that's there too, under the bridge. And I like this episode. I know that's like a very short description, but it's film. I like that we're focusing more on like character that is already established. Instead of here's new characters, let's focus on them. I like that we're going back and focusing on Megumi. It's nice. I like it. I appreciate it. But nothing too crazy happens in the episode. Sets up for fine 2 episodes. Episode 23, Balloon Coast is attacking Yuji, but shooting at poisonous blood. Wonderful. Megumi and Nobu are playing Wrecker Coast until Nobu gets pulled for a pull again. The thing that dragged Nobu through the pull is Balloon Coast is overblown. And he's on an errand, doesn't care about killing the socialists. But nobody put together that this coast started killing people in June, and Yuji ate the finger in June, and what probably gave this coast so much power all of a sudden started killing people is that it got triggered by the finger when Yuji ate it. So she's like, oh, this coast has a finger, and that's probably why the room coasts want. It's the finger. Megumi is facing a special grade close. We get a flashback with Jewel. Megumi, Jewel tells Megumi he doesn't know how to bring out his best, and there's a difference between dying to win and wishing death to win. Back to present, Megumi uses a domain, but it's incomplete, so a special grade broke out after getting slapped around a bit. And then Megumi uses a doggy to win. Megumi pukes, pass out with one of those special fingers in his hands. Everyone notices the fingers out of the barrier. Again, I have a flashback about how Megumi's dad left his clan, and then him and his sister. Gojo stopped him from being sold to that clan if he promised to become a Jujutsu Social. And his sister got coached by an unknown coach, so that's why she's bedridden. I like this episode, and it's fun to see Megumi go ham and more backstory for him. Episode 24 starts off with the old boy having blood wings and shooting the blood all over the place, just go beep 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 beep. Both Nobutori and Yuji have been hit with blood, and it causes them to walk. Nobu stabs herself with the nails with the blood hit, because that's, DNA, I guess, so it counts as being a part of them. So it becomes a game of chicken. So the old boy, Io, needs to release the coast. Oh, Nobu dies. One of two, whatever one happens first. And Yuji is, able to fight, because he's not affected by the poison, but he's still decaying. But he's not affected by the poison because of being Sukun's vessel. Nobu releases the codes after seeing his younger brother in pain, but Nobu kills his younger brother basically right after that, if Overlord takes like hostages, after that happens, like a car passed by and he like takes hostages, but Nobu does her little like voodoo doll thing, and usually was able to kill the Overlord. And we discover these were transformed humans. Main characters dead. We already knew that. And Nobu doesn't feel bad about killing transformed humans like Yuji does. Megumi gives the finger to Yuji because he has the highest code energy and keep him safe, but Senka just like opens up his mouth and Yuji's hands and eats the finger. So that's 4 fingers. Gojo is playing on My to Look Into Betrayal as well. And all the first years, know that when Yuji ate the finger, it triggered like for codes to go wild. But Megumi and Nobu don't want to tell Yuji this, and Yuji doesn't want to tell Megumi this. Mikey, Panda, Megumi, Nobu, and Yuji are being recommended to become first grades. This season ends with a trio going on another mission. I like this finale. It's just a fun little action scene. Nothing too crazy, and it kind of sets up for whatever season 2 comes up in 2023. This show has 2 OPs and 2 endings. Caught in 10 by Eva, and Vivid Vice by Huya Extended of openings, and Lost in Paradise by I feature Akko and Give It Back by Kosune of the endings. Lost in Paradise is my favorite out of the film. It's just, I feel like, the most catchy and like fun to jive to. I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen is a very unfocused show, especially in the beginning, when it's just like, I feel like here's everything in the first 8 episodes, and then we figure out what to do with them later. Like, they didn't slowly introduce stuff, focus on it, and then building. They were just like, flip over the Lego bins and like starting just building all over the place. Like, for example, no boy, I did not give a shit about until the last episode when she was so badass. Like, they did not like handle her well in this show, and like that also affects the plot of the show. When I feel like they could have done a cool like breather episode if it switched like with Aoi Mai's first appearance to like the end of a Junpei arc instead of having that before, because it's a nice slow like end to like the exchange event. Instead it's like Junpei arc, okay, here's the exchange event, and it's like swap because like I don't know if I will even work. Like, it just feels all like jumbled. And again, unfocused if a Junpei arc happens. Like, I know, I get like the fingers, you know, that'd be like, that's the main plot, but it's not gonna be solved for show ends. Like, I get that, but like, they didn't do so much stuff, like the exchange event, you know, Junpei all at once, and it's like, you know, it's like, you kind of slowly, like, ease us in, but like, then you just like, kind of like, throw us in for shower in. Because it's like weird too, because we built up the exchange event for 3 episodes, and we moved on to something else. Anyways, the animation is very excellent in this show. The OTS is very good. So I give Jujutsu Kaisen a 6 out of 10. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye.